And begin. Oh, yeah, back again.
Once more.
Hi, Marc.
Hey, Kev.
And hello to everybody out in podcast land and on American Hammers TV. We are the Columbus E13. And today we have a couple of guests. Isn't StreamYard fun?
Look at all these weirdos we keep bringing in.
I know. It's just so much crap on the table right now. And I'm so glad that you guys can only see this much of the room because it is a nightmare in here. But one guy that we're going to have on, we've had on before, and that's Chris from Forever Bowling Bubbles. Say hi, Chris. You can't see him yet.
Hello.
Chris is here. And our friend Eric Holtz is also here.
Way, come on, you irons.
That is Eric, who comes to watch the games with us in Columbus on weekends and lives in Cleveland during the week.
But he has the same suit on every day.
I'm an expert in anxiety.
And there's everybody. All right. This is so cool. Okay. So we're totally geeking out on the technology, which I am extremely happy is working correctly right now. So hello to everybody. Hi, guys.
Hello, chaps.
Hello.
Come on, you irons.
Come on,
Gotta
you
be
irons.
feeling a little good, at least after another Tottenham loss, another trophyless season.
Another trophyless season. Let's hear it for Tottenham. Just a little bit of applause.
Nice try, chaps. It was a good run.
Nice work, shit Spurs. In any case, we've been trying to get Eric on the podcast with us for a number of weeks, and he's always like he's missing. And I didn't realize that you live in Cleveland and then come down here during the weekend.
Yeah, I had no idea about that either.
You might be the most important lawyer I've ever been acquainted with.
But you would be the first one.
I was look. He's got his Starbucks. He's so professional. God, so well dressed. God. What are you hanging out with?
I'm always working, so I can never really come down there.
He literally is always working. He comes in on Saturday, Sunday games. He's like, looks like that. He's got his phone plugged in. He's got to take breaks outside.
He goes incognito, goes and vapes in the corner, takes a call. I mean, multitasker extraordinaire, but, given some matches, you can't blame him.
Now, Eric, you used to live in East London, correct?
I used to live in London. That's when I, for better or for worse, fell in love with West Ham. So my original team, I'm Israeli. My first team is Maccabi Haifa. And Eyal Berkovich was my favorite Israeli player of all time. And Berkovich was playing for West Ham. I didn't know anything about West Ham at the time.
Okay.
But
what year would this have been?
This would have been 97, 98.
Nice.
Right.
Same year I started watching.
Yeah, and Berkovich, his nickname was Hakosem, which is the magician, and he's an incredible midfielder. He could make the most incredible passes, and he was all about making bishulim, assists, and but he could score too. So he signed with West Ham, and he was an instant hit. And then I started watching Berkovich. I started watching West Ham every match, and Then Berkovich eventually left. He went to Celtic, but I just stuck with the club. I fell in love with the club. Later on, then we had Yossi Benayoun from Israel. So we had a couple. Yaniv Katan. There's an old school name. He really didn't do much for us. But so ever since then, I've been a huge West Ham fan. The club is very, very near and dear to my heart. I live and die with them. Mostly die. Mostly die. Like for example, that Brighton game was one of the worst days of my life. Like I just couldn't believe what was happening. Up 3-1, we take out our best player, and then what happened last week? Look, it's the end of the game. We take out our best player again.
Oh no, we're going to talk about that in a bit. You said at the end. You said at the end of the game, you could talk about that for 15 minutes.
I'll never forgive Moyes for Brighton, and I won't forgive him for taking for taking out Bowen in the last match. Who else was going to freaking score?
Exactly.
Manuel Lanzini.
Jeez. Isn't he quarantined? He should be. Isn't he? Like
He's Argentinian, dude.
So, Eric, how did you end up finding us in the first place?
Oh, well, when I moved to Columbus to open up an office down there, you guys were right across the street from me, from the Three-Legged Mare. I was living in Arena Crossing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I walked outside and I was like, what is this sign? West Ham fans, it's got to be a mistake. It's a joke, right? Like out of all the clubs, out of all the Premiership clubs.
You definitely thought something was wrong.
I was like, is this like a Man U fans having a laugh or something like that, you know?
That actually would have been pretty funny.
And it was real.
Yep.
And then I met you crazy guys, and it's been a love affair ever since.
I love it.
I love being miserable with you guys every weekend.
It's the best, isn't it?
I mean, it's so much better. Like at home, like nobody gets my pain. You know, I'm sitting on the floor, like crawling around. But you guys get it, and it's good to be around other fellow sufferers. And every once in a while, when we win, it's like the freaking Super Bowl. It's like
the best, isn't it?
It's the best feeling. It's the best feeling ever. I've not many good feelings recently, obviously.
True.
Not many good feelings. Some good feelings this year, but there's a song that me and my brother used to sing about West Ham, and it would pretty much almost every year, and it was called Relegation Time. Come on, it's the West Ham relegation. Yeah. So even in the beginning of the season,
Eric and the gang.
I'm just always.
I think you got another clip for your soundboard there.
I'm recording it all.
It's painful. It's painful. I wait for it. I guess to have low expectations is good, because then when we stay up, it's like a freaking miracle, right?
There you go.
But it's a battle every year. We're in the battle again. It's such, and we're better than that. We have better players than where we should be right now, and it's just
top 7 team on paper.
Yep.
Some
say it
say.
again.
On paper, we're a top 7 team.
Top 7 in League 2, maybe, but yeah.
And you know what you can do with that paper.
Yeah, exactly. So,
all right, so cool. So we're going to hear from Eric a lot here in the next 45 minutes or so. But I also want to say hey to Chris, who also is from Columbus and also showed up unannounced this past weekend and is back at school already, even though the coronavirus is keeping everybody out of class. Right?
Well, so I'm in Pennsylvania, so we haven't been told as of yet, but supposedly they were talking about it, whether or not to cancel classes today. So.
Oh, they haven't shut you down yet?
Not yet. I've heard, though, that the reason that a lot of the Ohio schools are doing it is because most of them are on break right now, and they don't want the students coming back until the 2-week quarantine period's over. And I had spring break last week. That's why I was able to show up last week, was because I was actually home for the week. So,
because this is how disease spreads.
So have you been back to class yet now that you're back there?
Yeah, I had class yesterday, and I have class tomorrow as of right now.
Was there like masses of people wearing masks in the class?
No, not at all. No. Even I actually went down to Florida for spring break, and only 2 or 3 people I saw with the masks on. They said they don't work, and that you need to save them for medical.
Yeah, I heard the same thing. It's here in Cleveland, guys.
Yep, I know.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, I'm right up the road. I'm right up the road from Cleveland. I'm only about an hour away, if that. So we're just basically a stone's throw away. That's why they were having the discussion.
Could the coronavirus save West Ham? Is that, I don't know how, but maybe that's just what we've been looking for.
Somehow or the other.
They just cancel the Premier League. Yeah, they cancel the Premier League. We're above the relegation.
There it is. I knew it. I knew it would somehow save us. We're good. Guys, we found out.
This is what we've been reduced to.
Forget the board.
Social distancing and legs.
You got it.
We're feeling good.
So, Chris, you also, last time when you were on the show, you were just getting ready to start or had at least done like one episode of your new podcast, Forever Blowing Bubbles. How has that been going?
So actually, it was originally going to be Forever Blowing Bubbles, but now it's Fortune's Always Hiding.
That's right.
Yes.
My bad.
We always joke too that the original name of the show we wanted it to, or what we wanted it to be at first, was "This Team Is Killing Me." So
I think you said that on the podcast.
Yeah,
actually, before.
It's too on the nose.
That's really good though.
Yeah, I mean, there's some
subtlety. It's very subtle.
Yeah, there's some more developments in the work. I can't really say for sure yet, but
big doings.
Might be moving on to some other stuff as well. So
okay,
I'll tell you about that one a little bit more off podcast because I don't know for sure yet.
Okay,
Wow,
that sounds
we
cool.
look forward to it.
Sounds clandestine.
All right, so now that we've all done our hellos and everything, let's get to talking about football. And just remember, we're not football experts. So Arsenal,
All right, guys, I'm out of here.
except for Eric. Eric is a football expert. He literally is. He's ready to get in the manager's box every single week. He's already dressed for it. So
No kidding.
Get over there.
I know he's not wearing a Steve Bruce tracksuit. That's all he needs.
You can't see what's going down.
That's right. He's pantsless at all times.
I'm saying seated.
So Arsenal, we still look sharp, but no win. I really kind of thought we were going to do it. I actually kind of believed all the way through the game we were going to do it. So other than the very odd Bowen substitution at the end of the game, what else looked weird to you guys?
You gotta like the way we played. Passion.
For sure.
Passion. Mm-hmm. That's what I want to see. We didn't get bloody VAR again.
Right.
To be honest, it was a legit goal. If you can look at it a million times, and it was. The issue is, I think that just a few of us looked like we turned off for a while on that play, thinking that it was being called back.
Right.
I don't know, but apart from the goal, and apart from the ridiculous substitution, I mean, look, if you're going to bring on Snodgrass, I love the guy. Bring him on where he can make an impact, right?
Yeah, do it 15 minutes earlier.
Thank you.
Was it already in stoppage time? Like it was past the 90th minute when it happened, right?
It was in the 90th minute.
It was odd.
So Bowen is a rare player that can make a chance for himself. We don't have many players like that. So It doesn't matter if he's tired. It doesn't matter what. Look, these are Premiership players. What are you saving him for? You know, same thing with Antonio in the Brighton game. You took him off because you wanted to save him. Save him for what? This is it right now. This is our whole life, our season, right here.
Well, I will say, I think with the Brighton one with Antonio, I think that was more just because that was his first match back from injury, so they were just.
I get it. No, I know what you're saying. But he was.
I still
was our whole strategy in that game. We were hoofing it to. It was pretty much hoof it to Antonio, and it was working. And then when we took him out, it was just like, okay, let's have Brighton come at us. Oh, yay, we lose.
Yeah, well, I still
Brighton was a different time where he was basically the only good player on the pitch that day.
Right.
And that was the only one even like
before the others started stepping up a bit.
I know exactly what you're saying. I agree with that. It was just that we had nothing near a plan B in that game. It was hoof it to Antonio, and then once he got out, it was like we didn't know what we were doing with it.
But it is like, it is a sign of progress that, like it's bad that Bowen got off, but, we still had, oh my God, 2 impact subs, possibly?
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, it was disheartening to see that goal because, that second half did start shaky.
For sure.
It was like 80-20 Arsenal possession that entire match, but it really looked like they were turning on the heat, and, it was easy to just fold and be like, okay, here we go again. But after that first 10, 15 minutes, like you said, I was like, oh, we can actually turn out. Maybe
I'm telling
get a point.
The whole time I thought one of these is going to happen. Like one of these is going to happen.
But it's a little late for moral victories right now, isn't it?
Look, it's just like Eric said. Like you want to leave everything on the pitch, and at very least for the last 3 games that has happened. You know what I mean? Look, we need wins. We need points. Yeah. Okay. But it almost doesn't, when they play like that, it's like much more palatable to take the loss. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I think 2 things to me really sting outside of this game. One is this week was really like a get out of jail free card, right?
Yeah.
Norwich lost, Watford lost, Villa got
totally everything went our way.
Yeah, like we managed to keep the table where we are, it is, so we're safe for another week.
Right.
Also, something poetic about that goal was ruled offsides by a female line judge in what is probably not an International Women's Day coincidence, but then only to be overruled by the men running VAR.
Are we going with a sexist thing here? What are you doing?
Oh, I'm not saying that at all. This is the Premier League. This is how they treat the women's game. This is how they treat women in officiating. What do you say?
100%. I'm behind you on that.
Oh my God, what's wrong with this?
It's like I'm pro women, and we should have gone with her. That, in my humble opinion.
I mean, my roommate was saying after the game, women have better eyesight.
I mean,
wait. Now, was it onside? Was it offside?
I mean, he wasn't. You're talking about the Arsenal goal. He wasn't offside.
It was onside. There's not much you.
Yeah, he was onside.
There's not much you can do about it, right? I'm not going to get upset about that.
Truth is, as soon as they got out, as soon as they started drawing lines, I'm like, yeah, he was onside.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a moment, you could see it clearly.
I hate with VAR how like it comes down to an inch. I'm like, it doesn't. If it's an inch like that, it just sucks that for whoever team gets screwed in that situation.
Well, they're using it for the wrong things. Like look at the
it
game.
misspells the obvious things.
Sheffield United, that goal, the handball. Okay, the handball against Declan Rice in that game. That's not what VAR is for. That has nothing to do with the play. Almost. How far back do you want to go then? Why don't we just go all the way back into kickoff then and see if there's any fouls that happen prior to the goal? So if you think what's the reasonable time, once you have to starting to define what's reasonable,
right?
Then it takes away the objectivity of it. Is he offside? Is he onside? Did it go over the line? Did it go over the line? Penalty or not? But once you start to get into these subjective terms, then it defeats the whole point of VAR. It's supposed to be objective fact.
We need like a international court of sport decision on what is clear and obvious. I mean, isn't that the standard for VAR? Can you define that for us, please?
No, seriously, how far do you go back? Like in the same game, there was also there was a corner that we should have had a corner, and they called it a goal kick, and then as a result of that, a goal scored. They went back and they ruled out our goal against Sheffield United because of a handball from Declan Rice. Can you go back one more to that corner? Like, can you go back 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
Point.
It's impossible. Look, in a court of law, it would be impossible to win this case, right? There's just not enough evidence. There's probable cause. There's reasonable suspicion. It's impossible.
We need more lawyering angles.
It's impossible.
Yes.
All legal analogies from now on. Feeling it.
Plus, I think Eric thought it was impossible.
I think it's impossible. Right?
I mean, it just goes back to with or without VAR, West Ham is consistently like one of the least protected teams.
It seems like it. It seems
for sure.
I feel like every year calls go against us.
It feels
so
like
there was actually a tweet going around. It was in terms of VAR decisions. It actually said that West Ham, like due to bad VAR decisions, West Ham had been screwed out of 6 points, and we would have been 6 places higher in the table.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It was like the table with no VAR post, right? Yeah,
I mean, it just shows it right there. I mean,
some other clubs got screwed big time too.
Yeah. But I mean, it also doesn't help when you've thrown away 22 points from winning position when you would be competing for Champions League. So I mean, it's a flip. It's a double-edged sword on that one.
It's not like we've been just solely done wrong.
Exactly. I mean, we've had our chances and we just haven't been able to finish. Just like in the Arsenal match, in terms of shots and in terms of every game this season. I mean, we've almost every game we've been in, and we've just never been able to finish.
And then a former West Ham target, just to pile it on, scores on us at the end. Yeah, Alexander Lacazette, who admittedly has been underwhelming since joining Arsenal 3 years ago.
Sure,
but.
Has it really been 3 years?
We're the cure. Just play West Ham. We'll make you a superstar.
He always seems to have a day on us, though. Lacazette always plays well.
It was always like Lukaku could score against West Ham every time he played. We were Czech Kuyate's first goal for Crystal Palace on Boxing Day.
Oh God, I forgot about
we truly are the anecdote.
It's amazing. That was incredible. I don't remember a single goal that he scored. How many goals did he score for us? Any?
Let me look it up.
Probably more than Obiang.
I used to score with him consistency in FIFA.
None of us can remember.
He was a glitch for a few years in FIFA.
I mean, I used to score with him from like the half pitch line. You know what I mean? over the head bicycle kicks and stuff from Kiyate, and it'd go right in the goal.
It was like a mistake.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
I got to get that version. What year was it?
2017.
FIFA 2017. I'm about to get it.
For West Ham, Kuyate scored 12 goals in 129 matches. In all of his time at Crystal Palace, he still only scored 1.
Against us.
Yep.
I mean, that's still a better work rate than.
I take it.
Oh man, how many strikers can you name?
Look at Chris with the quick stats.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wikipedia.
Statistician.
I was like, oh yeah, That's the only reason I know about footballers. Wikipedia.
Or if you're Sal Governari, he's the statistician.
Well, he's the messenger, right? Is that still your role? Shooting the messenger?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I cut me off guard there.
No.
He was gulping his protein shake.
We really haven't been doing that segment anymore, just because there hasn't been as much news. It was more for transfer rumors and things of that nature. But if there is like big news, then yeah. So
I mean, you should be monitoring Karen Brady's Sun column at the very least.
God, no.
She's fit though. She's fit. I like her.
She's just not being selected in the match day squad?
She'll do.
She'd be at Brothers on the weekend.
Yeah.
Oh Christ.
BBR, baby.
So
Monarch closed down. Do you hear about that?
Yeah, I sure did. That's like a block and a half from here.
Yeah. That's because when it opened up, it was playing dance and house music.
Yep.
It's wicked. And then it's slowly progressed into just the same crap as everything else.
It's a trouble spot for sure. There have been shootings and stuff, all kinds of stuff there lately.
It's not unique. It was unique in the beginning with kind of the European electronic, and then it just turned into everything else.
Right. Well, they were just they're trying to blow it up.
We'll find some other bullshit in there soon.
I did. Oh yeah. I mean, it's been nightclubs before. It's been restaurants before. It'll be hip and happening again soon. So let me ask you guys this real quick. I'm not sure how many of you have been watching some of the other like NBC Sports Gold shows and the Kelly and Righties and the Weekend Reviews and all that kind of stuff. But I actually watched some of that stuff. I didn't for a couple weeks. It was weird because like I was so hot on it, but like when the team just kind of was leaving me feeling wilty, I like just didn't do it.
You feel depressed enough.
Yeah, exactly. I know what you're saying, Kevin.
But I have been the past couple of weeks, and here is the thing where people were like ready to write them off before the last 3 games. Let's say before the Liverpool game, their performances alone, not to say nothing of the results, which was 2 losses and 1 win, but their performances and their heart and they're like leaving it on the pitch. Everybody seems to think, at least the pundits there, which I give a lot more credit for knowing a lot more than any of us, they all seem to think we're going to be safe.
Well, for me, I have to agree with that too. On personal opinion on that, the fact that there are 3 worse teams than West Ham.
For sure.
At the absolute worst, there are 3 worse teams than us. I mean, Norwich is almost a surefire thing at this point to go down. Watford looks sketchy. Bournemouth looks sketchy. Villa looks sketchy. And I mean, if we keep playing like how we have played the last 3 matches, wins will come, points will follow. So it's just, and if it comes down to it, we're going to have the other teams below us are going to have a worse time.
It could be.
I mean, has anyone looked back to the last time we were relegated? So 2011 and just that run of form, because I feel like there were some wins back. Yeah. Your hero.
I know my fellow was really that's so embarrassing. That was the worst year of my life. That was the worst year of my life.
Worst year of his life.
Yeah, because Avram Grant, coach Maccabi Haifa, coach Israel, he was amazing over there. Then he comes over here. He's like friends with Abramovich. He gets the job here based on what he did at Chelsea for that year. Chelsea made it to the Champions League final, lost in the final. And I was rooting so hard for him, but I knew he was in over his head. Now, that was some of the worst football I've ever seen. We had like Freddie Picquion was like our only goal scorer.
And McCarthy.
Yeah. Oh man, it was horrible. I know what you're saying, Kev, because a lot of people just say that we're going to stay up, and it's like they're not looking what we're seeing. If we play, Chris, like you said, if we play like we did last week, I'm happy. I'm a happy hammer. Like, just leave it all out there. But as soon as we got Moyes, it seemed like nobody this year even thought we were going to be in a relegation battle. And then after we won 4-1 against Bournemouth, it was like over. Everybody's like, West Ham are safe. But we were still in the zone, and we were still playing. I would watch my tongue, but we were still playing like Zevil crap, rubbish, And the last few games, we're starting to play, with a bit more passion. But
it matters.
But the run of form that we had before these last few games,
terrible,
dreadful,
unwatchable. It was unwatchable. I'd rather have no passion.
So what do you think? What do you think changed? Because obviously the talent is there. Obviously the quality is there. Like, what
Bowen?
do you think changed?
Bowen.
You think just Bowen?
Bowen,
No, not just Bowen.
Bowen and
you bring in fresh blood, right?
Yep.
And suddenly, they're competing.
fresh young blood. More important.
Right.
Hungry. Yeah. And passion. A bit of
championship moves that pay off.
Yeah.
Jordan Hugel,
I'll be honest.
you.
I thought Bowen wasn't going to come of anything. I stand corrected. I mean, we still have time, right? But from what I've seen of him, he's a beast. He's nonstop. That's what we need. We need a fighter. We need to fight right now. Our lives are on the line right now, and I want somebody like Bowen.
He wants to play. I mean, one of my favorite images of the whole game was when he went to the sideline for what he thought was going to be a throw-in, and Moyes was like, "Yeah, come off." And and they had the camera right there, and they're like looking at his face, and he's kind of like, "Really?" But he didn't he didn't give him that much sass, which I don't think he should. You still got to remember who's the boss out there.
You can't. Yeah.
But you could see he was clearly surprised.
He was definitely confused.
Yeah, it was funny to see someone with the aggrieved look of Felipe Anderson when he comes off, but from somebody who deserves it.
Yeah.
Well, I think the only one who wasn't surprised was Moyes. I think even the coaching staff, Kevin Nolan, they're like, "What are you doing? You're taking him out." What?
I mean, he didn't make any secret of the fact that right when we got Bowen. And everybody was like, "Oh, this kid's got to start," and he didn't make any secret of the fact that, I doubt he's going to start. I don't think he said that, but he was less like, he's got to adjust and blah 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 blah. Yeah, then the very first time he starts, he comes in like gangbusters. So,
from the
what I'm saying?
He was playing him down for whatever psychological reason. I don't know.
If it's psychological or if it's emblematic of a lack of a cohesive football setup. I don't know.
Exactly. I don't think it was strategy. I think it was just Moyes being freaking weird. I said freaking.
You know what? This broadcast is approved for explicit content, Eric. So you can say whatever you want.
I mean, I'm still going to try not to.
I mean, please stay seated. We don't need to see you pantsless, but
don't worry about that. Nothing from the.
All right, so thank goodness. So we can all agree that Bowen's a positive influence. And Antonio obviously is having a good run of form.
Monster.
But I remember sitting there thinking through most of the game this past weekend that he either looked tired or a little off. Like, I don't know if he had a little COVID-19. I don't know I don't know what was going on, but he didn't. He didn't seem completely himself. You know what I mean? Like. What about that pass behind Holler? That was weird. You know what I mean? Like when when he should have just taken it himself. I thought he was going to score there.
Yeah, anytime he tries doing any. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, Mark. I was just going to say, I don't know. It wasn't weird for me because I just never think we're going to score ever. So when I saw that pass,
you're always pleasantly surprised.
It's always a pleasant surprise. Sorry, Mark. Go ahead.
Oh no, I mean I just think it's weird that he was trying to play technically and.
Maybe.
Touch, it's just like that. But you don't want him to pass. You just want him to ram it through,
right?
And
that's
a bulldozer.
Yeah,
you did see him talking a lot with Bowen during the match. They were talking a lot. They do seem to be getting on. Maybe he was trying to play a certain way. Finally, he had some help next to him, so they were trying to figure out what they were doing. I agree with you, though. He wasn't like crazy Mad Max, Mad Antonio. like Armageddon, like running for his life.
Yeah, not quite. Like
Maybe
almost like he didn't get a good enough sleep or something.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. I'm not too worried about if he's on the pitch, he's going to give it all. So,
and I think that the two of them improved Holler's.
What do you guys think of him over the weekend?
He's
definitely been improving the last few matches. I think it is finally because we're trying to help suit him with the play. I mean, it's no secret that I think just about everyone was saying that he wasn't doing well because we weren't playing to his strong suits.
Right.
But I mean, he wasn't helping himself at the same time.
Thank you. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Like, look how Antonio helps himself.
Sure.
He runs his socks off, then he comes back and he tracks back. Bowen comes in, creates stuff for himself. Holler just, walking around like sulky.
But I think he's slowly starting to channel his inner Arnautovic.
If we do, I'm liking the four. We seem to be going 4-4-2. Okay, and if we stick with that, I think Holler becomes way more valuable because he is a finisher. He is a finisher, but you have to put it on the plate for him because he's not going to come back and track back in the midfield, make something out of nothing. And that was the good thing about Bowen. Bowen didn't have a problem playing in the midfield, putting crosses in. He wasn't just like looking for the ball in the box like a poacher or like a striker. So he can do the hard work too. Holler, he doesn't have that element of it, and Bowen does. So I don't know. I think he's been making everybody look better, Bowen.
Mm-hmm. All of the people that I've seen on the shows that are soccer experts have seemed to say when they talk about Holler, they basically say that he is a player who needs people around him on the pitch. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's not like a big guy that'll like run through the middle and you can launch the ball to him from 60 yards. You know what I mean? He's not like that.
Yeah.
Even though he's big and he's a big body out there and he could push through people, he needs people in close proximity. He likes to.
Yeah,
he likes to finesse.
I think what also doesn't help his case is the lack of competition. They talked about in the preseason, we should have two players in every position. Meanwhile, who's he up against? Albi and Ajeti, who was dropped.
And he's just
that guy,
the Swiss magician.
His best magic trick is getting on the team.
I googled that. I was like, "Oh, is that what he's called?"
No. I just
wait. Is that really his nickname?
No,
it's not.
Just like you guys are just like Balbuena is not really Dollar General, but I like it.
Yeah, but that's a name I haven't heard in a while. Is Balbuena.
I have a question for you about Balbuena, and both of you guys might know this. So, to play in the U23s, are you supposed to be under 23 years old?
I mean, it seems like they always, players coming back from injury, they always play with them. So I guess
like Yarmo played today, I guess.
He did, yeah.
Is he older than 23 years old?
What?
He's like 29.
He's like my age,
And then Marc was saying Winston Reed played with the under 23s for a good long while.
Wait, played like in a competitive under 23 game, like against another country, or playing training with them?
Another team. Like playing in a competitive team.
Yarmo scored today playing against the Derbies under 23.
That's weird. I don't know anything.
So last week when the under 23s played, Carlos Sanchez was on the team. Balbuena was on the team. We were talking about this last week.
Yeah.
There was 3 or 4 first team players on there. I don't know if Moyes is just sending them over there to try to go get more play time and almost better training for them. But in the same week that Balbuena was playing on the pitch for the under 23s at West Ham, then he was on the bench for us at the weekend. It was this a days later. I was like, that's why I was asking Marc right before we started recording, and I was like, how old do you think Balbuena is? You know what I mean? We could have Googled it, but just off the cuff, he was just 29, and I was like, I thought he was playing with the under 23s last week. I don't know if there's got to be.
I know a lot of clubs will, if a player's coming back from injury, they'll usually have a stint with the U23s. It's almost like in Major League Baseball, player coming back, they'll have a rehab assignment coming up through minor league.
Playing with the farm team, right?
But if they're not injured, I'm surprised that they're able just to slot them in like Carlos Sanchez, because as far as I know, him or Balbuena weren't injured. So
I don't know that's just their talent level right now.
Can we just get Sanchez quarantined right now, just to make sure? there'll be no sightings. It's for his own good. It's because I care about him. I want him quarantined. I just don't have to worry.
He is staying.
Oh, the heart on this
guy. He said he was going to stay during the transfer window and fight for his place in the
job.
team.
Nobody wants him.
Fight for his job.
He's fighting for his job on the U23s.
Look, I'll just say this. He doesn't pick himself, okay? The manager picks the players. So I never have anything against the players. If they get picked and they're rubbish, it's kind of not their fault now, is it?
Right. That's true.
No, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
All you can do is try your best to help yourself. And then when you get a shot, you got to give it what you got. So,
well, I'm fine if I don't see Dirty Sanchez again. That's okay with me.
That's fine. Honestly, that's fine with me too.
I think his contract's up at the end of the season anyway.
Yep, that was a big reason why we weren't able to sell him, is because he's only got 6 months left on a contract. So if a team really wanted him, then they could just buy him here in a few weeks.
Well, I look forward to a really sentimental last lap around the London Stadium, last home game of the year from him.
For all of the great times that he's had.
Thanks to the memories.
Brought us there. So we already talked about Antonio, talked about the Bowen substitution. We all know how Eric feels about that. What do you guys think about?
Did I ever tell you how I feel about the Bowen substitution? Sorry.
I mean, we're living in a deja vu.
We had to tell him. We had to tell him to save it for the podcast.
Sorry.
So, what do you guys think is going to happen with Wolves this weekend?
Huge.
I think it partially depends on if they end up playing their match in Greece or not. They've asked UEFA to postpone their match with Olympiacos. If they manage to postpone it, it hurts our chances. But if they end up playing the match, then it helps us because it's like a 3-day turnaround and thousands of miles of travel.
They'll be tired.
Yeah.
It's another headline I hadn't heard yet. I didn't know that they had a game in Greece.
Oh, yeah. Well, their owner, Olympiacos, who also owns Nottingham Forest, oddly enough, has coronavirus as of this morning.
Oh, yeah.
The owner does?
Wait,
yes.
Say that again? Who?
Yes.
The owner of Wolves apparently has...
No, not Wolves. Olympiacos.
The owner of Olympiacos?
Yes.
That's nuts.
Has the COVID...
I thought it was a hoax. Hey, isn't
it's Chinese coronavirus?
Oh, okay.
The Wuhan virus?
Wuhan clan? Yeah. No. I'm telling you that's real. This is real. I got my sanitizer, I got all that stuff. That's nuts though. I did not know that. That's breaking news right there.
Oh yeah. No, that was just reported this morning. So Wolves are sort of up in arms, sort of trying to I mean, everybody's angling to get a game postponed or just try to nickel and dime for time at this point.
Stay away from everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see there was clips on Twitter of the Valencia Atlanta match in Valencia? There was no one there. It just looks so weird because all you can hear are the announcers and all of the players.
Wow. That's odd.
They said that, I mean, they canceled it obviously because of coronavirus, and Borussia Dortmund and PSG were doing a similar thing. Actually, Mbappe was being tested for the coronavirus today.
Ooh.
I mean, I've been
Mbappe.
last week. It's only a matter of time before the Premier League. They haven't called it off yet, but I mean, they're like this close, inches away from playing games behind closed doors.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they've already said that they recommend fans over the age of 70 do not attend the matches.
I mean, well, that kind of puts the wind out of the protesters' sails a little bit if Golden Sullivan can't show up to a match, right? Speaking of which, more announced.
More protests
are announced for Burnley.
I wasn't on the internet today. What got announced?
Well, they're just saying something will happen. They're being little mum's the word on details.
Hammers United announced something?
Yes.
Okay, so go buy them then. Okay, that's the problem. Who's going to buy them? So I mean, they're who we have right now. Look, Gold grew up in East London. Okay, East London Jew in the house, and he loves the team. All right, They quite clearly they don't have as much money as the other owner. I mean, it's ridiculous. All right, and that's fine. And I do believe that we need to, in order to compete, we need some billionaire that can make West Ham his toy like every other freaking city, right? But we don't have it right now. So I just don't understand the anger and the fury. Somebody come in and buy them. Somebody,
wow.
Why
a voice of protest dissension. I did not know that Eric felt that
we've
way.
Been West Ham forever. Like, we've had rubbish owners forever, and it's like,
that's true.
These people who are protesting, put together a conglomerate then and do something about it, but just not showing up. It's not going to help.
I mean,
Eric, it's not that they're not showing up. It's that they're demonstrating and embarrassing the ownership and then turning it around and supporting the players as soon as the game starts.
And I would submit both times that they have protested outside the London Stadium this year, West Ham has gotten points.
That is 100% true. And you heard at the last protest before the Southampton game, they had like almost 8,000 people on the strollway,
or 3 depending on who you talk to.
Yeah, it was estimated anywhere from 7,000 to 10,000 people.
And what is that going to do? What is the ultimate result of that protest?
Yeah, they don't quite know either.
What is it going to do? We got to get behind the team. I'm sorry.
I mean, if nothing else, we're in the middle of a relegation scrap and we've found some sort of positive momentum, even if it is sort of backwards in its messaging or our ends or what have you. But I don't know. I mean, it's producing a result.
I'll this because I clearly feel one way about it.
Yeah. So
maybe you guys can. What is this protest about? What is the objective, and how are they going to achieve it?
All right, so we've read tons and tons about it. We've also we interviewed my buddy Tom, who was the guy that had the West Ham Experience tour that I went on when I was there at Christmas time. He is kind of like semi-related to the Hammers United guys and helps them in many ways, and I was helping him with some stuff through them. And from what I understand, a lot of it seems to be focused in and around the official supporters board that was handpicked by the ownership. Okay. In particular, the OSB is supposedly the voice of the supporters of the club. And in reality, they couldn't be further from that.
Well, it's not recognized by the body that governs such things.
Right. They're a bunch of yes men who basically go, oh, okay, well, the board wants that, or the board is telling us what to say or what to do. And they're bullshit. So like really what they want, if you ask me, what ultimately would like is to have somebody come in and buy the team out from under the people that own it. Okay. So that doesn't seem to be happening this week. That doesn't seem to be happening this month. It could happen. There's all kinds of rumors about it happening. But ultimately, if the ownership has any call to action over any of this at all, in my opinion, what they should do is open the dialogue back up and actually fucking mean it with the actual people who are representing the supporters, like Hammers United. You know what I mean? So a couple years ago, they had a group called the Real West Ham Fans Action Group. I'm probably putting those words in the wrong order, but they were more about anarchy and starting trouble. You know what I'm saying? But it's all kind of like the same thing. Hammers United has been putting together these protests, which nobody gets arrested at. Nobody's starting any trouble at. Nobody can come back from this television station or this network or this newspaper and go, those rambunctious West Ham fans, you know what I mean? They are organizing it well. They have a message, even though most people have the same kind of question that Eric just posed, like, what do they want? What are we trying to do? Blah, 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 blah. And a lot of people don't seem to understand that.
They want new owner. I know that.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out how that's going to get them.
Well, I think that I think that they want new owners. I think they would settle for being heard.
Really?
I really do.
Yeah,
Chris is shaking his head. Yes. I think now look, settle. I really hate to use that word, but as an alternative to somebody swooping in and going, I buy team here, blah, 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 blah. Here's all my money. You know what I mean? Which isn't likely to happen.
Was that a chic accent?
That was pretty good.
I don't know. That was, Mars aliens accent. I don't know what that was, but if they would just be heard, like if the board actually went to them and reached out to Hammers United and said, look, we understand what you guys are saying. We understand what you're doing. We understand that you don't like us. Let's sit down and work out our differences. And I promise we are listening, even though it would be a stretch for them to be believed. But in the end, if there's an actual voice from actual supporters of the club that are speaking truth to power, I think it would just go a long way. You know what I mean? I mean, there's some fans over there that are calling for them to do the drop so that the value of the club goes down, so that the owners sell at a lower number.
That's ridiculous.
Rubbish.
In my humble opinion, that's absolutely.
But no actual leadership is saying that.
Nobody from Hammers United is saying that. I've just read things like that. That's all.
And then the new owner comes in, and then what's going to be the problem with him?
Right. But I'll let you know when we talked with Tom about this. Yeah.
Right. I mean, you'd think that we'd be much more an attractive asset staying in the Premiership.
Supposedly, we're the 17th most valuable club in the world.
Yeah, that money list comes out every year, and I mean, we're way up there. Yeah. We're higher on that list than we are in the table.
We're the most,
way higher,
literally. The most underachieving big money club in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look at us all wearing their shit. You know what I'm saying? They're making money. So, anyway. So
I appreciate that, because I wasn't totally look. I've had this has been trial season for me. I've had trials and pre-trial that just nonstop work, and so I wasn't on the up with all of that stuff. So I mean, I don't mean to offend anybody who's a big part of that movement. I'm just saying, for somebody who doesn't have a chance really to partake in stuff like that, I appreciate the explanation.
Sure.
The explanation. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's what we're here for, Eric.
My number one gut feeling is, how is that going to help us, against Wolves? I'm freaking out about Wolves. I don't have time to freak out about that right now.
And truth is, that's where your concern should be.
Yeah. So let's talk about Wolves for a sec.
Okay.
How are we feeling? We're almost up to full match strength, save for one Jack Wilshere.
Jack Wilshere will never be fed again.
Captain Hernia. Oh, that picture of his hernia scar. Oh,
I didn't see it.
Oh, yeah, we talked about it a couple podcasts ago.
Oh,
somebody.
I didn't see that either.
He tweeted a picture of his hernia scar. Like I think he said something kind of. I don't follow Wilshere on Twitter. I mean, I hardly look at Twitter ever. No. I mean, I follow a lot of things on Twitter, but I mean, even for our social media, like I'm barely on Twitter. Like I'm just not a good twatter. So, but I did see a repost in Instagram, where the kids are, of his Twitter. Look, Chris is looking it up right now. He's
I'm trying to find it. Yeah.
So he said something like shitty, it's a real injury, kids. This really hurts. And then he showed a picture of his hernia scar, which wasn't very big, but it was like an inch from his pubic hair. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
oh my God.
Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, enough about our balls.
God. Yeah, okay, dude, you had a hernia. We trust you.
I know he's trying to stay relevant, but
I think he actually might have deleted it, because I can't find it on Twitter or Instagram.
Yeah, it was a little shocking. Maybe the thing I saw was fake, but it looked like it was from. Yeah, it could have totally been fake.
Oh, of
it
course.
was a screen cap that was reposted on another social media.
See, that's why I love you guys. Yeah. I get caught up on all of this news that I've been missing. I love
the
it.
shit.
Give me some more tidbits like that.
Yeah. You think you're upset after matches? I mean, try doing this. The rest of the way.
Jesus Christ! Yeah.
Yeah, and you
obsessed, bro.
See, you get one
things I've ever heard. Jack Wilshere.
You get one semblance of work-life balance, Eric, and this is what we do with it.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I found it.
Oh, Chris found it. Hold it up to the camera. Is there a picture of it?
Come on.
Yes.
Let's shock the rest of the world.
This.
Oh my
that's
God.
Nasty.
Tough people do, but I will be back. Oh my God, back on Pornhub or something. What is that?
That was great.
I couldn't even tell what that was. I mean,
that's his ska, baby.
The post said, "Laugh at me, but remember, I am a human being who only want to get my boots on and play football. The one thing I love, and my body at the moment is not allowing me to. TOO. It's hurting me bad, but I will be back."
Oh my God!
I
was like, "What did this guy finish? Like year 9?"
So we said, "Yeah, man, get him." Like, is he being bullied? Is Wilshire?
Come on, you gotta love Jack. He's hurt.
I don't.
He's always hurt.
See, it's the people who are making fun of him, though.
That's true. That's true. I don't even think of him really as part of the team. It's odd.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, he's a financial drain on the team. There's no doubt about it.
He's almost a charity case at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
he is a charity case at this point. But if he came back out there,
100,000 pounds a week.
That's what I'm saying. Like, who are these people that are following him and that are making fun of him and stuff like that? Man, they could be doing so much better things with their time.
Oh boy!
Like, I know. I'm going to bully Jack Wilshire today. Like,
you know,
you could be following Eric on Twitter.
What? Jesus. Yeah, I don't do that.
That would be too much of a liability, wouldn't it?
Government can't find me, Got to protect my Fourth Amendment.
Find you when you swipe right.
No search and seizures.
Of our Hinge profiles. Yeah.
All right, so what's everybody's predictions for Wolves this weekend? Are we super duper worried or look, last week when we talked about how many points we each of us thought we were going to get out of the next 5 games and then the next 5 games after that, I actually I was pretty optimistic about Arsenal. I still felt like I wasn't really in the wrong there.
I still don't get that, Kev.
But I did not think that we were going to be able to beat Wolves.
Yeah, I still have that feeling.
Well, it's the same feeling I have every week. No, seriously,
you're not wrong.
Yeah.
I just think we've now played Wolves. This will now be the 4th meeting, I guess, since they came back to the Prem, and every time it's just they always play on the front foot. They're built on speed. They're built on quick, short passing.
Yep.
And I mean, we'll probably end up preparing for another 70-30 possession split. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Let's be honest. This is just so huge, right? Because this is a fixture that you think we can get the 3-point. There's not many fixtures that are slam dunk. There's no fixtures that are slam dunks for us. But out of the games, out of the matches that were coming up, and the quality of the teams that are coming up, like you would have to have these points, because after that, it's Spurs and jammy Spurs. They'll get lucky.
Absolutely shit on Spurs.
Where did that come from?
Yeah.
I don't know. That was my girlfriend. Hey, shut up. I'll be there in a minute.
Oh, there's 2.
Ladies, I'll be right there. Just calm down. Keep your knickers on.
Those are our friends Billy and Mick from East London, and I think that they're the great. I'm a huge fan of them both, so I soundbited them to death. As now, after tonight, you will also be soundbited, Eric.
Oh, no.
But anyway, Spurs, who lost again today.
I know, but you can never. I mean,
you can't count them.
We got Chelsea, then we got Newcastle who are playing well. Burnley have been playing solid. We got Norwich again. Then we got Watford, Man United, Villa. I mean, we have to have these points. Where are they going to come from?
We better get them sooner rather than later.
We need to get them soon if we want to control our own destiny.
Sorry. Whoops.
Exactly.
Random intermission break.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. Well, the cleaning ladies just come into the office.
The point. Are you being vacated?
No, I mean, it's my office, but that's my woman Stella. She's Romanian, and we talk because I'm here every night, so we become pretty close. Yeah, there you go.
Who needs Tinder?
I know. He is a vampire.
Got the cleaning lady with us.
So, anyways, that's my quick thing about I mean, where are you looking to pick up 3 points? If not against Wolves on Sunday, when?
I mean, I think you got to look at every single game. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, our history is that we play the good teams well and we play the bad teams terribly. You know what I mean? So that's just that if anything else is the West Ham way.
Yeah. And Wolves especially is rough for me because I feel like, could you get a soundbite of Anthony Hopkins in Nixon next time? Because I'm just like, every time I see Wolves, it's just like I look at Wolves and I see what I want to be, and then I look at West Ham and I see what I actually am.
Oh,
to paraphrase.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I'm gonna have to pull that.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah,
I thought you were looking for "I am not a crook."
But yeah, I mean, just the total antithesis of West Ham. As a club that actually has a plan for footballing development and has just come roaring back from relegation and actually achieved European places within 6 years. I mean, that stings especially.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Hey, we have a plan. It's to have a plan.
We have a plan to have a plan.
Yeah, that's our plan. We're going to
have a plan one day.
No, well said, Marc. 100%. 100%. Look at what they've achieved, and they've done it with smart buys, smart coaching.
Yeah. Adama Traore, the fastest man in the world.
But we have to take advantage of the fact that they're a bit rubbish this year.
Right.
Nonetheless, still fighting for.
I mean, we have to look at.
Is he talking about Wolverhampton? You think that they're rubbish this year?
Well, we have to. It's either.
Dude, I think they're in 6. They're 6th right
Wolves.
now. Yeah, Wolves are.
Wolves are in 6th.
Oh yeah, no, they're still fighting for European places next
Watford.
year.
I'm thinking Watford. Got it.
Yeah, I mean they're just 2 points behind Man United. So I mean they're not having a rubbish year for sure.
Oh, that's my mistake. I was thinking Watford.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be a rough game, but it is at home. Not really sure that's an advantage just yet. It will be one day. Yeah. I feel that it will be one day.
Yeah, one day. Hope. How?
Winning.
Wow.
If they move the seats closer to the pitch.
Supposedly part of the plan. Supposedly part of the plan.
Can we do that?
Who knows? Maybe by 2025.
Just keep kicking it down the line.
Anyway.
All right. Should we do score predictions?
Yeah, let's go with score predictions for Wolverhampton.
All right, so for me, it all depends on if Wolves end up having the match against Olympiacos, because if they do, then they have to play Olympiacos in the Europa League twice within a week, and us. So if they end up playing Olympiacos, I think they're going to go with a little bit weaker side against us. So if they do, I'm going to say 1-1 draw. If they don't end up having the match, I say 2-1 defeat.
Okay.
All right.
Eric, what do you think?
Well, I never think we're going to win. Okay.
Okay.
I'm thinking,
I love that about him. Everything's a pleasant surprise. Anytime,
truly like the George Costanza of our lives.
It doesn't matter if it is West Ham or or a date or Tinder or whatever. Just no expectations. But I think we may be saved by the coronavirus this time.
And how do you think it will save us?
Cancel the league.
I think it'll save us by
an empty stadium.
Well, I'm gonna go out on a limb. I think Bowen's gonna net one, and I think it'll be enough.
So are you saying a 1-0 West Ham victory?
Oh my God! Get the heat out, baby.
Ooh.
Delete this clip.
Look at that. God, Eric just predicted a win.
My God.
God, I love it.
You get on the show one time and you're just like a new man.
Marc, what do you think?
You know what? I'm trying to balance the newfound optimism and hope from this recent run of form with the fact that they just haven't shown up for any game against Wolves that I've seen.
Yeah.
And that and just my usual dour, realist, sobering personality, I just got to say, I think Bowen could get one too. But I think we're also going to give up one.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
So 1-1 draw.
He thinks 1-1.
Respect the point.
I changed it back to what Marc said.
And no
on the wagon.
Did Eric just jump to draw just now?
Yes.
Okay.
I forgot. We always concede. I forgot.
Exactly. Not to be outdone.
I think.
No, I'll keep it. Just kidding.
I think it's going to be a high-scoring affair.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh. Do you think we can handle that? Do you think someone will die at the pub from a heart attack?
Kind of like we did almost a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I think I almost ran out of bubble juice that day against Southampton. This is what I think. By the way, that Southampton match I predicted 3-1.
That you did.
Yeah,
and we also predicted the Everton, the 1-1 draw.
The 1-1 draw.
We love that scoreline.
Okay, so this is what I think is going to happen, boys. I think it's going... First, I was sitting there thinking it's going to be a 2-2 draw. But then I thought about the fact that Bowen, I feel strongly, is going to net one. Haller, I feel strongly is going to net one. And a third guy that's been knocking on the door, I think Declan Rice is going to get a goal in this game. And then we are going to pull it out 3-2.
All I want to say is I'm sorry for all the West Ham fans that we give heart attacks to every week. But today, that's probably one of the best days of my life.
That's right. That's going to be Declan after the game. I'm telling you right now.
I love it. He called the shot. He called the Declan shot.
I did. I think Declan's going to get one this week.
He's played great recently as well.
Yep.
I mean, I think we always expect him to play great, but he definitely feeds off those around him, and it's showing. So if he can do that, it's totally deserved.
So I'm totally predicting a 3-2 win.
I'm fine with that.
Right.
Eric, are you going to be down this weekend?
Yes, I will. I will be there. And plus,
I think I haven't put an event page yet up because I've been so busy at work with political crap, but doing graphic design. But I'm going to do it tonight. I think the game is actually at 10 o'clock on Sunday.
It is.
I think it's 9 a.m. Sunday.
I'm pretty sure it's 10.
No, it's 10.
Double check.
Oh, okay.
Is it 10?
10 a.m.
Because they haven't gone through the time change
Oh, that's
yet,
right.
We have.
That's right.
Otherwise, it would be 9.
Clock changes.
So
We all follow the West Ham. We all follow the
here, I had to pull out the game board real quick.
Yeah, thank you.
Eric loves that, by the way. He loves auto tunes.
Oh yeah,
he does. Every time he starts cheering behind me, I find the cheer.
The funniest was I wasn't expecting it when Snoddy scored Snodgrass, and suddenly we had the bagpipe. I mean, yeah, that was an awesome moment. Because I thought we'd never hear it again, and then he scored again.
But then let's pour one out for the LA Galaxy's newest star.
Oh, yeah, we got it all in here, dude.
Dude, I heard he played like shit for the Galaxy.
Oh, I didn't see.
Oh, yeah, I think he subbed off. Chicharito, good riddance.
What I loved about Chicharito is that we're fighting to survive last year. We're fighting for survival. We're winning, and he's sitting there sulking. It's like he had no feeling about the team whatsoever. It was all about, I'm not playing. Well, you know what? We don't need you right now. Support the lads. And you know what? Oh, if it's more about get out of here.
Did anybody else watch his YouTube TV show?
No.
I think it's still on.
Oh.
So when he was dyeing his hair orange for Cheetos commercials and stuff like that, and he wasn't really playing very much, he started a YouTube television show with his girlfriend. I don't think he's married, but his girlfriend and mother of his baby and their roommate. It was called Something Humans.
They have a
roommate?
Yeah. I think it was a roommate. I watched 3 episodes.
Are they paying? Is he paying rent? Are they paying rent?
Is this
Jesus?
Yeah, it was in some London high rise. It's huge. Look it up. It's on. This
is like a Todd and BoJack Horseman scenario, isn't
what
it?
is it? What is it called? Wait a minute. It is called. Let me go.
I barely want to watch him play football.
Chicharito.
I mean, this is just his retirement plan, right?
TV
Him and
show.
he'll guest
That's right. I forgot he had posted a video where he had said that it was the start. Going to the LA Galaxy was the start of his retirement.
Yeah, I know. What a bad way of phrasing it.
Javier Hernandez. TV series. Okay. Whatever.
So yeah,
way to piss off the new fan base that you're about to start playing for.
Dude, when I was in LA, I saw no Galaxy stuff. LAFC has taken over that town.
Oh yeah.
they're a weak sports town. That's what I hear.
And Ibrahimovic is out of there too, right? He's not.
Yeah, he's in there. He's
gone. He went
the
back.
Crew does not even play them this year, so like I really don't care. But
how is that possible? Really?
Yeah, the Crew.
Well, MLS is too big
because there's 54 teams in the MLS now. Dude. I think we're up to 54.
Jesus.
So not everybody has time to play everybody.
All right.
No, there are 28, but go ahead.
We are at time, but let's go off with one more prediction. We started this during the January transfer window where week by week we go through and we predict what will West Ham's final table position
Final
be
table position, gentlemen. Where do you think?
17.
Boy, the size. Did he say 17?
He's listening. I know you're a closet listener of this podcast, Eric, because I am saying 17.
There's a lot of stuff going on out there.
You guys are cut from the same cloth.
Because I've been saying 17th.
17, right?
Just like this tortoise in the hare mentality of we're just going to keep going steady, right above it.
17 is the most beautiful number in the world. If that's all I ask every year.
We're gonna have such a party at 17.
If it's 17, oh my! I'll take
Chris,
it.
what do you think, Mike?
Any day of the week, any year.
I'm gonna go a little bit different. I'm gonna say 14.
Oh,
whoa!
You also must have been listening because that's what I keep predicting, and I'm sticking with 14 too. I've said 14 for the past 3 weeks, even before they had this uptick in form. So
it'll be like 17 and 14 will be like a difference of like 2 points.
Yeah.
Oh, if that, it might be 1 point plus goal diffs.
Does anybody come on and say 18 or 19? Does anybody actually say
Not since we started
Not
doing
yet.
it.
You can't say that as a West. Even if you think it, you're totally jinxing it. You're jinxing it.
Yeah. All right. So 14s and 17s. I'll take either one.
We're all feeling good about those.
I really am saying 14 though. So
it's
awesome.
Safety. It's Premier League football next year, so I don't care what it is as long as we stay up.
That's how I feel the same.
Me too.
Every year.
I would miss seeing that mug right there. That guy, that handsome motherfucker that's ducking out of the camera.
That Chevy Chase face.
All right, boys. Chris and Eric, thank you guys so much for being on the show tonight. This has been kind of a long show. Almost feels like we literally are hanging at Pub Mahone today. Yeah, these are the bullshitters, ladies and gentlemen.
No,
all these guys. There's a couple more who we've also had on the show, but to have us all together, it's like a sewing circle for.
I'll just say one thing. Like when I came to Columbus, I didn't know anybody, and I found you guys. You know, being West Ham fans, we found each other. I love watching the game with you guys. You guys are quality chaps, and we'll see you on Sunday. Come on, you Irons.
All right.
He did the outro for us.
He did the outro for
Look
us.
at this.
All right, boys. Come on, you Irons.
Come on, you Irons.
Except for Chris. We'll see you again soon, sir.
Yep.
And we are the E13.